morning, everyone. Welcome back. So, I'm sure, here we are. GameStop earnings out last night. Listen, nobody expected anything good to come out of this. I mean, everyone knew that we were probably going to get a pullback into earnings. Now, I'll say this. I expected way worse than 7% down. Remember, GameStop is the leader of all of the meme stocks. And 7%, not bad. But ultimately, I talked about this a lot with like CLOV yesterday. I mean, CLOV was incredible Tuesday, went nowhere yesterday, just faded all day. But remember, these tickers for what we do here, okay? And I know all the diamond hands people are going to yell at me, but these are just letters at the end of the day. For what I teach, for what I do, they're just letters. It's just 3 letters, 4 letters. They're just letters and chart patterns and a way to potentially make some money. You win some, you lose some. Ideally, the winners are bigger than the losers. And that's trading. Okay, that is, so yes, I know I'm probably getting a bunch of diamond hands and rocket emojis and everything else. And listen, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. Okay. But we know what GameStop is. We know what AMC is. We know what EXPR is. So that being said, they're all red to greens. Every meme stock is a red to green for a trade. Now, if you're long-term holding, have a plan, have a stop, okay? And then, I don't know. They're just trades to me. So, all the memes are just letters and chart patterns. And that equal opportunity. Okay? So, again, if you want a long-term hold GameStop, hey man, it's your money. Okay? I joke about all these weird old men on Twitter that are like yelling at everybody all the time. I may be old, but I'm not here to yell at you. Do what you want. Now, I will beg you to have some sort of stop so that if the meme stock mania falls apart, I don't want you losing money. Or listen, if you do lose money, losing's part of trading. If you do lose money, I want to keep you safe. Maybe you take an acceptable loss. I don't know. Maybe you lose $100. Maybe you lose a couple $100. Maybe you got a little bigger account. You lose a couple $1,000. Ultimately, everything's a risk. Every business venture. If you go and, like my old company, my company that I sold back in 2013, we were a hardware and networking computer vendor. Okay. You could always go in and do a job and the customer would stiff you or they'd go out of business, bounce a check, so you're always taking risks in anything you do to make money. Other than working for the government. all my bureaucrat friends out there, don't get mad at me, but you work for the government, you can't get fired as long as you show up with a pulse. Don't show up too drunk. If you do show up to your government job, just don't stagger in. You can kind of show up half drunk and they'll still pay you. But ultimately, I tell you, some days this pre-market prep devolves into the libertarian hour. Anyway, you're always taking a risk. Have a stop. Stick to it. All the meme stocks are red degrees. Jeez. That took way too long. Sorry. MDLY. Dip and rip, 1 million floater. Terrible, terrible, terrible one and done chart. So again, I always like to kind of break this down for you when we talk about one and done charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, this stock, every time it runs, closes on the low of the day and gaps down the next day. So write that down. What is a one and done chart? Gaps up, closes on the low of the day, gaps down the next day. These are never a touch before 9:45 for new traders, in my opinion. Because ultimately the chart is telling you. The chart is telling you this is a no touch pre 9:45. Classic one and done chart. These are never pre 9:45 a.m. trades for newbies, in my opinion. So do what you want. Do what you want. NCTY. But the chart tells me the story. So NCTY. Yeah. Yeah. Yuck. I don't know. You can trade last night's highs. So breaks of 1850, risk on VWAP, but yuck. NCTY, another dying clothing retailer. Black. Top 5 pattern. Break of yesterday's highs. I haven't mentioned the ebook recently. Nicole, if you could drop the link to the ebook. But this break of last night's highs is one of the patterns in the ebook. You know, again, it's $20, get it, or don't, you know, and then struggle to understand this stuff and then, you know, whatever. AEMD. So this was that one that ran big yesterday, went nowhere. I mean, it's 12 million float, so it's a red to green. So AEMD, if it was not low float, I'd say ignore. But 12 million and 2 million traded, it's a red to green. You know, like if this was a high float stock after that spike and fail yesterday, I'd be like, get it off your list. Ignore, ignore, ignore. But ultimately, it's a 2 million float, or sorry, 12 million float stock that traded hundreds of millions of shares yesterday, and it's still up 400%. You know, I mean, this was a $2 stock yesterday morning. So now, like I said, if this was a high float stock, I'd be like, ignore, ignore, ignore. But we love low floats because anything is possible. So, and it's up, I mean, it's up 400% in 24 hours, even though it's way off of the highs. VIVE 830 PR. Thank you. Martin likes to trade. All right, let's take a look here. Oh no, this isn't a female Viagra play, is it? Oh no. Hey, we're all adults here. But what is one of the number one rules of pre-market prep? I'm guessing. What is this thing? What is this thing? Ladies, please avoid this gadget. So I'm going to say, I'm guessing this is some sort of female Viagra play, which one of the number one rules of pre-market prep is you never, ever, 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 ever get involved in a land war in Asia. And you also never, ever, 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 ever go long a female Viagra play. Let it spike, short it, risk on high day. So, VIV, let it gap, short against odds. When I say short against the high day, again, ideally this runs out of the gate. Let it start putting in 5 minute, wait for a 5 minute red candle. to signal some sort of top, short it, and then risk the high a day. So there you go. I mean, it's funny. Most of you guys we talked about this yesterday. Most of you guys got cash accounts. Most of you don't have brokers that can short. Hence the reason I typically don't talk about short setups. But here you go. All the short sellers that I like to pick on, I give you a gift. I give you VIVE. All right, everyone. Have a great day. And check out the Steady Trade team. I got a 2-3 hour webinar tomorrow. I got a webinar at 9 a.m. It's a great way to learn trading, man. I love what I do. If you can't tell, I mean, if this is your first pre-market prep, I freaking love helping people learn this niche. I love the markets, man. Weekends for me are the worst time of the week, man. I love this stuff. Love trading, love helping people, and I love the intersection, So again, if you know my bio, 15 years, every single day in the market. I sold my company so that I could be focused on the markets, and then I found helping people. I freaking love what I do. I'm 62 and a half years old. Next week's my birthday. I'll be 63, and it's like every day. I can't wait to help people learn this niche. I can't wait to do research. I can't wait to spot these opportunities. Check out the Steady Trade team. Would love to work with you. And hopefully VIV spikes to 4 and we can hammer it down to red on the day or something. So, all right. Have a good day. I'm a little slow on getting the music going. There.